on the right upper part. So therefore, this peak should decrease, and that's what happened. But if you are working at higher fields, then you move up to the resonance and then down, and therefore the magnetic field should have an effect. Now, by analysis, and this is seen on the lower left curve, it is seen that in that case, the intensity increases exactly to the same point where it was at 80 gigawatt per square centimeter. That means in this resonance, the magnetic field did not have an effect. So this shows clearly experimentally that the Meissner effect is there. Now let us move further. This is seen here. You may see on the left-hand side the laser intensity dependence in two measurements of this high peak, which we consider to be connected with electron pairing. On the right-hand side, you see two curves on the other part of the electron spectrum. You may see here on the right-hand side, you have an influence of the magnetic field. On the left-hand side, you do not have it. And now, I think this is the most interesting thing what I want to share with you. And this brings you back to Eugene Wigner too. A theoretical paper worked with the electron emission of from two independent superconductive islands, which is seen on the small figure on the left-hand side of this transparency. And they showed that if individual electrons get out, they behave as they should, so they have their statistics shows anti-bunching. But if an electron from a Cooper pair gets out, then a bunching process should occur. So those electrons which are independent ones behave differently when emitted than those who were part of a Cooper pair. Now we thought not to measure correlation because we could not do it, but measure how electrons behave in these two cases. So what is found that you may have seen on the lower transparency, this is an ordered sample. The upper one shows how the sample's topography is looking like. So there are ordered 100 nanometer spheres covered with gold. The lower one is the surface plasmon image of the same surface. You may see, how many minutes I have? You may see that they get localized, like in the previous figure what I have shown. So what we could expect, that if electrons get out of such a localized field, we call it hotspots in the plasmon image, then the electron may get out on one side of a bump and on another side of the bump. And this may imply that this is similar to the Young experiment for this case. So what we found is, the first thing is that the work function decreased. This is understandable. In such cases, the Fermi surface changes, so the work function also may change. But the other thing is, what we found, that, and now here, you see the blue curve is a curve where you don't have plasma resonance. The curve, the yellowish curve, shows the curve what we measured on an unordered sample, and the one with this wiggles on it is what we measured on this ordered sample. So you may see that one effect is that the high energy curve, which we connect with electron pairing, increased significantly. The other thing is what we have found, that the energy of electrons increased significantly. So we thought that there is a very significant amplification of the electromagnetic field by surface plasmons. And two of our colleagues, Peter Dombey and Peter Ratz, worked out a solution, an approximate solution, how from this observation the field amplification of surface plasmons can be calculated. And the result is here. The disordered sample shows that the amplification, field amplification of surface plasmons is about 40. And in this ordered sample, it goes up to 100. So it's enormous. This might have very significant practical applications too, in, for example, producing electron sources. But the most shocking result what we found was that such resonance maxima showed up on the whole spectrum. Now, I show you the result of analysis of the slow peak, where we think that individual electrons are emitted, and on the left-hand peak, where we think that electrons of a Kuiper pair are emitted. What is the result? The laser intensity dependence of the lower peak of this small resonance, the parameters what I plotted here is the width and the area, shows a similar curve like the total electron emission, that means the Keldysh type of curve. But on this high energy peak, which is connected with electron pairs, it is completely different. Both the width of these resonances and its area has a minimum around 80-100 gigawatt per square centimeter. In addition to that, if we Fourier transform the observed resonance lines, then it turns out that there is in the upper yellow curve figure you may see, although it's very faint, that there is a resonance nowhere else. And if we make a Fourier band filtering of this spectrum, then it turns out that what remains is this lower curve on this figure. On the upper one is the total time of flight spectrum, logarithmic scale in this case, and the lower one is the resonances. So these resonances decay in about 100-130 nanoseconds. And this decay is shown on this curve of three measurements. Of course, these resonances are oscillating, and now this is not one resonance, but resonances one after the other. And so you may see again that there is a decaying down to 120, 130 nanoseconds. So seemingly, the electron emitted from the electron pairs remembers its partner for such a long time, which is fantastic in my understanding. What is my conclusion from that? Because I think my time is over. On the smooth sample, we found electron pairing and ideal diamagnetism. On the structure sample, we found more electrons in this high energy peak. That means more Kuiper pairs, so to say. An increased surface plasmon field amplification, lower work function, and this may be very important for applications. A sequence of narrow resonances in the total time of flight spectrum, but different parameters, field-dependent position, width, and area, in the high energy peak than in the remaining part of the spectrum. Long-lasting quantum coherence. These differences in the resonance parameters are thought by us to be explained by the interference, in a which way interference, a Young experiment type of interference of electrons, entangled with their pairs. We know that even from this theoretical paper, that although of course Kuiper pairs are not bosons, but they have boson-like statistical properties. But the remaining part of the electrons behave like fermions should. In agreement with the paper of Yazzi and Yosa, what I have shown also on my transparency. So I think I wanted to devote some positive memories to my discussion with Eugene Wigner in the early 80s on this issue, where what he told me that time is very much similar to what I try to share with you now. Of course, you might have many questions in connection with that, but now I will kill myself in front of theoretical physicists if I have 1 more minute by giving 2 definitions. The definition of theoretical work is that theoretical physicists are building models, and these models are believed by nobody but only the person who did it. Experimentators produce experimental results which are believed by everybody but the person who did it. I spoke about some theoretical ideas and some experiments, so I spoke about something what I should not believe, and I thought that my task is to still convince you that this is the case. Although I know that there are many questions, so there are a lot of tasks to remain, but anyway I thought that to remember Eugene Wigner with that pays off, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Norbert. I think this connector to Wigner's letter perhaps a message from the past basically to your work and also Paul's work. Thank you very much, and I appreciate for all of the 3 key speakers of this section. Now we will have a little debate, but before the conflict, I would like to ask you, I understand that there are képen részt kapott, pedig tudunk akkor egy képet csinálni? Köszönöm szépen, hogy participant to move down the stairs from the ground level to the half level, és akkor ott csinálnánk egy képet. A szünetre fogok vetíteni az eltéri volna programot Mályi Imre és Kovács László előadásáról, és még majd meg fogom ismerni annak. Még egyszer köszönöm, hogy vagy a reggeli előadást. Kérem már,